It's the Orioles on Masson, and the summer season is set in. And a good night for that, and a good night for baseball, as the A's and Orioles are going to finish up this set with the Orioles having a chance to sweep the 3-game series. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne for the Orioles. The last time they swept Oakland here in this ballpark, got to go back to 1998. Orioles will try and get it done with a 3-game sweep and return what Oakland did to them on the West Coast. One of the reasons they're in the situation to do that is the start last night, as Chris Jagabakis had an amazing start, only the 10th of his career, 14 months between starts, but he gave the Orioles more than a chance to win. He gave them a chance at a shutout, which is just what they got. And after the game, Buck Showalter couldn't say enough about that start.
Jack was good. You know, we felt like he would work with a quick tempo and throw the ball over the plate and give himself to see if his stuff, a chance to see if his stuff was good enough to compete. And, he commanded the fastball and really makes it a lot easier for Matty. Spun the curveball. We've seen a couple change-ups and cutters, but took a pretty good pop off the lower calf there. I like the tempo and athleticism. He's probably our best hitter on the pitching staff. It's a guy that's very athletic. He played position. And
Flanny, he really put on a show last night. I mean, it is the kind of show where everyone goes, how come he's not starting?
Yeah, he looked awfully good. I mean, again, I think Buck hit it on the head. His tempo, his pace, his poise on the mound, multiple pitches. He made quality pitches right out of the chute, hit the corner with the fastball, used the breaking ball. And I think, Buck has something for him. I think it's one of those things. He's been through the independent league. He's 32 years old, and it's the kind of guy you root for.
Of the things you saw last night from him, if they say, what's the one thing stood out for you? What was it?
I thought it was command. I mean, his breaking stuff was better than I thought it was going to be, but his fastball command to both sides of the plate with movement tells me he can pitch up here.
Zach Britton, we know he can pitch up here, but it has been a while since he's had a win. May 1, in fact. What's he got to do?
Well, he's going to make a little adjustment. He's been wild in the strike zone or really wild out of it. He's been kind of in, way out, so he's going to have to make that adjustment tonight.
All right, it'll be 2 left-handers who are going to make the start, and this is the final game of this 3-game set on a warm summer night. Hang with us. We'll be back. First pitch coming up. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Some high overcast tonight. Not much of a breeze going. Let's take a look at our train game time temperature. 95 to start this one. 5-mile-an-hour winds. Saving grace, humidity's only at 45%. And there aren't a lot of clouds around. Visit Trane.com for an independent Trane comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop at Trane. Take a look at the starting lineup. Bob Guerin's A's have lost 8 in a row. Crisp, Barton, and Jackson. Willingham, Suzuki, DeJesus, Rosales, Pennington, and Weeks. Josh Willingham, last 10, one of the few with some good offensive numbers.
Tonight's Scouting Report is brought to you by AFCIA. Visit AFCIA.org, the Association for IT Pros. And tonight it will be for Zach Britton to be a long starter. Last time out, shortest start or shortest outing of the season for him. Just 5 innings of work. Run a little deeper. No Weaver home runs. Last 2 starts. Going back to Toronto, a grand slam. Start before that against these Oakland A's, a 3-run homer. And be willing. And that's about Josh Willingham. Really the only power threat in the lineup. Hit a 3-run homer off of Zach out in Oakland. He'll be careful with him tonight.
And we are ready to go as the Orioles look to sweep, get their 29th win, move to within 2 games of 500 if they can do that. While the A's try and end their 8-game losing streak, they are now at 27-35, 7 games out in the Western Division. Here is COCO Crisp leading it off, and he will take the pitch inside for a ball, and we are underway. Crisp has not had a hit in his last 10 times to the plate. He has played in 2 of the 3 games, as have many of these players, with Guerin continuing to substitute depending on whether a right-hander or a left-hander is on the mound. So most of these A's have not been in all 3 of these games. And you can see the struggles he's had over the last 10 with just that .220 batting average. Barton and Jackson will follow. 1-1 will be taken down low and a 2-1 strike count.
Well, Zach Britton, you see, starting off trying to get command of that fastball early in the game. He's going to miss. Looks like he wants to miss lower than low, at the knees or below.
COCO Crisp on a cut on a pitch he had no chance of hitting as that one came in on him just off the ground, and a 2-2 strike count.
Well, this will show you late movement. Watch this ball cut on its own and really fools Crisp. This is a pretty weak swing.
Here's the 2-2 delivery. Crisp will take it, and it's 3-2. Our pitch track sponsored by Papa John's. Order online at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. For Zach Britton, only 2 first-inning runs allowed this season, and a ground that is short. Hardy leads at first, and Crisp is retired.
Let's take a look at the defense tonight. Nolan Reimold will be out in left field. Jones in center. Markakis will be in right. Reynolds and Hardy on the left side. Robert Andino will play second base tonight. Derek Lee at first. Matt Wieters behind the plate.
During this 8-game losing streak, the A's have really struggled at the plate. They're hitting only .217 during the 8 games. And now in the year batting .239, the second lowest in the American League. So their offensive numbers have just dropped dramatically during the streak. Here is Derek Barton. He's been moved around from the 2-hole down to the 6th spot and now back up again to the 2-hole. He is 1 for 7 in the series and has not had a hit in his last 6 at bats. Britton gets it in, a 1-1 strike count.
Yeah, he was swinging the bat well when they were up playing against the Red Sox on this road trip. 7 for 19. I think that's different. Last year he had a lot of walks. Led the league, as a matter of fact, with 110.
He'll foul that one off, and Britton gets ahead on the count. A ball and 2 strikes.
Also had an on-base percentage of close to 400 last year, 393. Those numbers, again, like a number of these A's, just not as good as last year.
Draws a lot of walks if given the chance. Here's Suzuki watching from the top shelf. Barton, the 1-2 delivery to him, and a swing and a miss. Tag put on just in case, and Britton gets the strikeout.
Well, his stuff is looking awfully crisp early on. This is a breaking ball and a good one. And Barton misses this pitch by a couple of feet.
First 6 to the last 6, a dramatic difference.
Oh, absolutely. First 6 at 5-1, 2.63 ERA. Last 6, 0-3, and it's been a steady sort of decline in the innings pitched over the last 6 too.
Hopes to end that in this one. Connor Jackson, a little bloop towards center, and Dino racing and is not going to be able to get to it. So Jackson, who's starting in left field in the ball game, delivers a 2-out bloop single here in the first inning.
I guess that's how you hit 380 against left-handed pitching if you're Connor Jackson. This flips one out into the outfield. Then again, the Athletics have only scored in 1 inning in this series. They've been shut out 14 consecutive innings.
Little look at short and second to make sure coverage is picked up by Zach Britton. Here's Willingham, the designated hitter, who's batting cleanup. He's had a good season against the Orioles, but not in this series. He's 1 for 8. Willingham goes after the first pitch. Andino may have the angle on this. Lee is over and will get there and put it away. So only 1 pitch to get Willingham. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We'll look at the O's lineup when we come back. Orioles now at home, 2 games above 500, 18 and 16 on the year. Here's the starting lineup for the O's, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Andino, Markakis, Jones, Guerrero, Lee, and Wieters, Hardy, Reynolds, and Reimold. For Mark Reynolds, over the last 13, average may be down, but home runs and RBIs are up.
And our FC Intelligent Report on the Oakland pitcher, Josh Outman. 1 is a lonely number. 4th start of his career this year. Lone win against the Orioles. Something from nothing. Last time out, pitched just 2 2/3 against the Red Sox and bombed in that one, trying to rebound and lost time. Missed all of the 2010 season with the dreaded Tommy John surgery.
Left-hander, again, a spot starter being asked to fill in while 3 of their starters are on the DL. So this is start number 4 for him this year, for the 15 2/3 innings that he has worked. The victory coming against the Orioles. No decisions, Angels in Boston. And a 2-0 count. Andino leading it off. Roberts got a 4-game hit streak, and Andino has just been tearing up the left-handers. That puts him back in that leadoff spot for these ball games, hitting .379 off lefties. Tried to jump on that 2-0 pitch and fouled it back 2-1.
Yeah, and he didn't get cheated against the left-handed pitching. That is for sure. Had a couple of hits against Gio Gonzalez, the fine left-hander, in the first game of this series.
Two ball, 1 strike count. 26-year-old left-hander will put the fastball up high. The Orioles 8 13 against left-handed starters. They're hitting .252 off lefties, which is actually 2 points higher than their batting average against right-handers.
Yeah, and really have improved that mark. They're 5-5 in their last 10 against left-handed starters, so a marked improvement. And they've seen so many left-handers.
As the lefties continue to come, and there's not going to be a let-up in that regard, as the Orioles are going to see David Price in the next series, 1 out of the 3 for Tampa Bay. Hellickson, Price, and Davis will be pitching. 3 ball, 2 strike count on Andino, and he goes after that one and pops it up to shallow right field. DeJesus coming in, and he's got it. Andino retired.
Let's take a look at the Athletics defense, and they've committed 8 errors in their last 13 games, second to the bottom, 13th in defense. It would be Jackson, Crisp, and DeJesus in the outfield. Rosales just off the DL. Pennington, Weeks just up from the minor leagues. Barton will play first, and Kurt Suzuki behind the plate.
Errors have led to 34 unearned runs for the A's, which is the highest number in the American League and second highest in the majors. Only Houston's given up more unearned runs. And here is Nick Markakis. Nick has had a 1 for 8 in the series, 253 off the lefties and only 227 off right-handers. 1-0 delivery from Outman, and that's going to be fouled away. June has not started out the way he hoped it would. He's only had 3 hits and 24 bats to start this month, as he's just looking for that one game or one series where things get turned around.
Yeah, but you want a real feel-good at bat. And many feel that's all it's going to take to get him off to the races.
1-1, a looper that's going to go to short and handled by Pennington. 2 down. One of the hottest bats in all of the majors. Hits third for the Orioles tonight. Adam Jones, 3 for 4 with a home run last night. 429 over the last 7 with 2 homers and 3 RBIs. Adam has started this month, continued the month right where he was at the end of May. He's hitting .417 in June. If you look at his numbers, batting average has risen each of the last 3 years and looks like it will again this year. Home runs projected to go from 19 to 22. RBIs projected to go from 69 to 88. That's a real nice increase if in fact those numbers hold up for the year.
And I guess you have reason to think that they will. I mean, he just seems to be figuring it all out. Go back even to the beginning of the season, hitting most of the time at 6th in the lineup. And now is more or less entrenched in that 3 spot, which is usually an indication of your best hitter.
Yep. And a real chance to hit 300. Jim Presley has been working with him all this year, and each day it's not hard to keep Adam relaxed. And if anybody enjoys playing this game day in and day out any more than he does, I haven't seen him. It's a smile on the face every day and always ready to go and enjoys it. I mean, and that makes such a difference, Mike, I would have to believe. And as in anything else you might do in life, if you come to work smiling and enjoy what you're doing, you're probably going to do it a whole lot better.
Probably do it real well.
And he does. A 2-ball, 1-strike count with 2 down, and Jones lifts that one in the air to left center field. Going back, Crisp and Jackson on the warning track. Crisp, and he's got it. And a 1-2-3 inning for the left-hander, and neither team gets anything on the board in the first. To you by Luna. Take a look at our Luna doubles board. The American League leaders in double plays induced, with Chatwood and Harrison on top right now. Pinero's got 12. Zach Britton not far behind, tied with Sabathia. And C.J. Wilson of Texas with 11. Call today for the Luna double and get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA. Induced double plays.
Gotta like it.
Nothing to do with having twins. Here is Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki at 2 for 6 in the series. He's hitting at 242. Suzuki will be followed by DeJesus and Rosales. Zach Britton will put the pitch in for a strike. During the 6 games when he has not had a win, 3 losses, 3 no decisions, ERA is 4.03. ERA in the year is 3.33. And it'll be fouled away.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to figure out. You go back about 5 starts. He had that 9-inning outing, that 0-0 game that he and Vargas really hooked up and threw. Really just a masterpiece. But after that, it was 9 innings, 7 innings, 6 innings, 5 2/3, and now 5 last time out. So steady decline.
Good pitch, and he got him. That's the second strikeout.
Here's this breaking ball, and he's featuring this a little bit earlier in the game than we've seen in some of his other starts.
Mark Connor, the pitching coach, on Zach Britton and what he needs to do to get that W back.
Zach Britton's a great example in Oakland the other day. You know, he had their best hitter at the plate, their RBI guy. He goes 3-2 on him, throws him a changeup that he swung and missed, and then thought he had to throw him another. He was going to throw him another changeup, but he thought he had to throw another strike with it. And he really didn't have to, because the hitter wanted to swing. The hitter was in swing mode. And if he had thrown his good changeup that had been, you know, started in the zone and bounced behind home plate, he probably would have got the guy out. And I think, you know, and looking back at it, that's a lesson that he learned, that, you know, I don't always have to make or throw a strike in a situation to get a big league hitter out for.
Well, it's part of certainly recognition, and Mark Connor's right on the money. When you get a hitter in that swing mode, you can get him to expand, and that's really the education of a pitcher.
DeJesus will take it for a strike. He has not had a hit in his last 11 at bats. DeJesus only 104 against lefties and 285 off right-handers. Somewhat of an indication of the problems right now Oakland has with its roster, of all the changes they've had to make. DeJesus normally would not start against the left-hander. He goes down swinging, and that's 3 strikeouts for Zach Britton.
And I think you can see why. He just really overpowers DeJesus. Just nothing fancy. Outstanding sinker at 91. And this is really some of the best stuff that Zach Britton has shown. You know, he's had a real tough month.
Adam Rosales will stand in. Rosales playing at third base. Monday night, a 2-run homer. First home run since July of last year at Kansas City. He was just activated on Monday off the DL. The 60-day DL, a fractured foot that kept him out all of this season and the end of last year. So he is just getting back now into game shape. And manager Bob Guerin was saying he adds a real spark to our lineup. We need him in the lineup, especially now with their injuries. That is going to be away, 2 down, nobody on, and a 2-0 count on Rosales.
Yeah, his home run, it really accounts for all the scoring in this series by the Athletics. They have now gone 15 innings since that home run.
A real struggle. 2-0 count. Rosales will foul that one back out of play. The Orioles hope the A's continue this problem for at least one more night. Orioles would like to have the 3-game win streak. They are 2 wins, 3 losses against the A's on the year. Currently 3 wins and 2 losses here in the homestand, with 3 games to go against Tampa Bay. 2-1 delivered to second base, right at Andino, and he's got it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. It'll be the DH, Vladdy, coming to the plate when we come back. Yards, the Brooks Robinson High School All-Star Game press conference was held, introducing the players, coaches from across the state of Maryland who are selected to play in the game. The game is Sunday, right here at the Yard, following the O's afternoon game against Tampa Bay. The Orioles have hosted now the high school All-Star Game for 30 years. Accommodations for the press, field used for players, food, game tickets, and recognition for the student athletes. That's coming up Sunday. Admission is free. Hope you'll come out and support the Maryland High School All-Stars, with Brooksy taking great pains to be involved in that. That'll be right after the 1:35 game on Sunday afternoon. Here's Vladimir Guerrero. Vladdy will take that one to center field. Chris backing up at the wall, and he's got it. COCO Chris on a ball that kept going. Makes a nice one-handed play.
He's made some beautiful plays in the outfield. Doesn't always take the straightest of routes. You see right here, he'll have to make a hard right at the end. But on the run, just as he meets the wall out in right center field. It's always had that outstanding foot speed to be able to make up for maybe a little bit of a misread.
On this 95-degree night where there is very little breeze blowing at the moment, that may be an indication of how the ball is going to carry. There's a shot to center. D. Lee didn't wait very long, and there's the Orioles' first hit as Derek Lee goes after a pitch up by the left-hander Outman.
Yeah, they're coming out swinging. He did walk 5 in his start against the Orioles out in Oakland, but Boston, when he pitched against them, really didn't let him get his feet on the ground. Looks like the Orioles are trying to do the same thing to get right after him. He's not a sinker ball pitcher, kind of a high four-seam type pitcher.
Was the winning pitcher in that game in Oakland. 4-2, the A's beat the Orioles. And in the ball game, his line ended up being the 2 runs on 6 hits over 6 innings. As Mike said, he had 5 walks, only 2 strikeouts. He's not a strikeout pitcher. And has been placed in the category for maybe the pitcher with the best name in the majors, Josh Outman.
You hope he can live up to it.
So does he. Matt Wieters at the plate. It's a pretty good name for a pitcher, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a lot of pressure, though. Maybe too much pressure.
The Outman.
I mean, I don't know if you had your first name was Homer, you'd have Homer Outman. It just kind of be a conflict of interest. It just wouldn't work.
Number 88.
I think he is a true left-hander.
Yes. Down to third and a back up. Rosales to Weeks. Relay to first, and they get the double play. And that will do it in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. Wieters hitting into the double play, no score. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And by Sonic, America's drive-in. It's new. It's better. It's the new Sonic Good. Folks, on hand tonight as the sun sets, thankfully. A beautiful evening. But obviously that temperature hopefully will dip a little bit now that the sun is almost gone. Zach Britton on the mound, trying to get that 6th win. Last victory came on May 1st against the White Sox. Since then, the 3 losses and the 3 no decision games. He will go to work here against Pennington, who's got a 5-game hit streak, and it is in there for a strike. Made the start against Oakland on the 29th, took the loss, 6 runs, 10 hits, in 5 2/3 innings. Markakis, he's got it. Pennington is retired. Maryland Lottery's double play contestant Greg Williamson from Parkville. For every double play the Orioles turn during the game tonight, Greg, you're going to win $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery. See how you can turn double plays into cash and enter to win prizes. Go to mdlottery.com/double play. That loss and outing this year against Oakland, the only one that Zach Britton has against them. 1 down, and the pitch will be taken away by Weeks, who made his major league debut in the ball game last night. Jamal Weeks called up onto the roster and into the leadoff spot last night, and batting number 9th in the 9 spot in the ball game tonight. For Jamal Weeks, he hit .321, AAA Sacramento, 3 homers, 22 RBIs. Has speed, good speed, 9 stolen bases at AAA. So Weeks getting a real chance. Ellis is out, 3rd baseman, on the 15-day DL. 2-1 delivery, and he launches that one to left. The Orioles were in. Reynolds gonna have to play that one off the wall. Weeks will cruise into second base, and there's his first major league hit, a double.
Yeah, that ball will make its way all the way over into the Athletic bullpen, or the dugout. Well, you'll remember this one for a long time. Up middle of the plate. A few pitches up in the zone tonight from Zach Britton. And here's number 1 in the books.
So Weeks is on. The 2nd hit of the ball game. There's the baseball in the dugout.
Well, to see if they'll play any games. A lot of times they'll get a second ball, and here's your ball, and they'll throw it up in the stands or do something to it just to torture the individual.
Yes, exactly. No mercy shown. No. COCO Crisp grounded out his first time up. Runner at 2nd and 1 out. Reynolds even with the bag at 3rd. And the pitch will be up high for a ball. Crisp, .333 with runners in scoring position. He has been the best in that department on the team. He and Willingham have put the big numbers up with runners in scoring position. 1-0 count on Crisp. Weeks being held by Andino. Britton gets it in. Turnover pitch and a strike called.
Now he's using much more of his assortment earlier in this game than we've seen in the last few starts.
Crisp hit only 200 against lefties and 282 off right-handers. He's in the leadoff spot. 1 hit and 4 at-bats against the Orioles' Zach Britton.
Weeks really not a base stealer. Zach Britton is paying close attention to him in the minor leagues coming into this year. The most he'd ever stolen in the season was 11.
One ball, 1 strike. Not a big lead off 2nd, and that will be fouled the other way. Crisp reaching for one that may have been out of the strike zone. He wanted to drive that to right field. Orioles will give him a pretty good room down the right field line. They play him pull the ball to left here.
They're playing pretty shallow.
Yeah, they do. Crisp line drive type hitter to the gaps for extra base hits. Britton to look back at Weeks. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and he got him. Range up again.
COCO Crisp want to know what was that pitch. Sometimes you throw him and this ball cuts a little right to the outside part of the plate. You see the change in speed of what gets Crisp and also the location.
6 strikeouts twice this year is Zach Britton's high. He's got 4 already in this one. Derek Barton up. Barton, a strikeout victim, 0 for his last 7. Barton now hitting at .220 on the year. And the pitch will be taken away. Barton has gone .261 with runners in scoring position. Obviously, during this road trip, Boston, New York, and now here, they've not done a lot of hitting with runners in scoring position, or any other time for that matter, with that overall batting average of .217 during the streak. The 1-0 delivery catches the inside corner. Good pitch, 1-1.
A late breaking sinker. First pitch strikes, 5 of 11.
Left-handers 224 off Zach. Right-handers 258. 7 home runs, 5 by righties. 1-1 delivery, and that's going to be at the knees. Gets ahead of Barton. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, well placed and perfectly thrown to that outside corner. Buck Showalter was talking about it. This assortment, and really just talking about, look, if you get 30 starts in the big leagues and you have great stuff for 10, mediocre stuff for 10, and poor stuff for 10.
Ooh, right there, he got him. This Oakland team, the 4th fewest strikeouts in the American League, but Britton's struck out 5 of them through the first 3. Program to support the men and women of the U.S. Armed Forces and their families. For every home run hit during the 11 Major League season, Budweiser's donating $100 to the Folds of Honor Foundation. This organization provides post-secondary scholarships to the families of military personnel who have been killed or disabled in service to their country. To commemorate the program, David Butts was on hand. He threw out the ceremonial first pitch in this game. Also joining David on the field was Ramon Padilla, wounded while serving in the 173rd Airborne Brigade in Afghanistan. His children, Monique, Melissa, Emily, and Raymond, have all been granted scholarships through the Folds of Honor and Anheuser-Busch. And great to have them on hand for the ball game. J.J. Hardy hit a home run. When you lead off, what do you do the next game? You're going to bat 7th.
That's what I do like about Buck Showalter. He's not trapped by success. You know, somebody does well in one spot. I guess you could say Luke Scott last night, home run. He's not playing tonight. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's how he's preparing to win tonight.
Crunch the numbers for J.J. Hardy. Look at the average. The home run 6 last year, projected to 14 this year. RBI up to 47 from 38 at the rate he's going. And that is knocked down. Pennington with the throw and a stretch. Oh, what a play. A magnificent play by Pennington and Barton to rob Hardy of a base hit.
Yeah, the Athletics really like how he plays shortstop. This is a rocket. Looks like it's headed for left field. Out of nowhere. Watch how quickly he gets rid of it with something on this throw. Just a perfect play.
I think Barton was taught how to play first base by Nadia Comaneci. Man, that's a major league play right there at both ends. Here is Mark Reynolds. Reynolds has a 1-for-4 going in the series. He's not had a hit off Outman in 5 chances. The off-speed breaking ball is going to miss. Ball 1. Reynolds coming in with a 192 average, 9 home runs, 30 RBIs.
3 for 14 in the homestand. All 3 extra base hits, 2 homers and a double.
Which is what he gets paid for, right?
I don't get the guys paid.
Yep.
Wasting my time with those little singles.
Nope. He is 5th in the league in strikeouts coming into today's game, which is right where everybody probably thought he would be. But he's putting some walks up, too. That's to center, crisp, the deepest part of the ballpark. Just shy of the warning track. Take a look at what the Orioles have done in their last 10 ball games at home. A very good 8-2 mark, a very good 282 average. They've hit 12 home runs. They've averaged over 5 runs a game with a tremendous 2.81 ERA. I mean, their last 10 here at home have been really good.
Well, I think we talked about it when they came off the road trip. You know, they need to establish that home field advantage, and they have played much better at home.
Reynolds after the first pitch. Pennington's got it. He throws, and a good inning for Outman, who retires the side in order. He's done that 2 out of 3 innings now. Summer night, no score. Two and 1 and 0-1-1. 2110 Utah Street, presented by Southwest Airlines, returns to Camden Yards Saturday. Birds against the Rays, 7:05. One low price. You get a reserve Utah Street bleacher seat, the exclusive 2110 Utah Street T-shirt. Space is limited. So join Adam and Nick. Tickets at 888-848-BIRD, or go to Orioles.com for 2110. Connor Jackson will lead it off. Picked up a single and was stranded in the first inning. 2 left on over the first 3. No runner has advanced to third base in the ball game. Zach Britton with no walks and 5 strikeouts so far.
Has very good stuff. Very good command of it.
29-year-old Connor Jackson has spent most of his time in Arizona with the D-backs. Came to Oakland in 2010. Had some injuries during the season, a lot of rehab time. And only 18 games in with Oakland and 42 with Arizona last year. Here's the 1-1 delivery to him, and he'll foul that one back into the screen. Britton gets ahead on the count, 1-2. A lot of collegiate ball, University of California for Jackson on the USA national team in 2002. His dad is an actor who appeared on the television show Jag as one of the leads as an admiral. 1-2 delivery, grounded down to third base, played by Reynolds. Over to first, and Jackson is retired. Take a look at our PNC minor league report, brought to you by PNC, for the achiever in you. Ronnie Welty, Bowie, right fielder, 20th round pick, 596th overall. Does he care? No, he's playing. 364, 3 doubles, on base percentage and slugging percentage solid. The last 10 games for him. As we've talked about during the draft as it's gone on, every one of those rounds has got some major leaguer in them.
Absolutely. Top to bottom, they come from all over in the draft. We were talking about Connor Jackson. I think he was the 34th round. 1 year, didn't sign, goes back in, comes out as a first rounder. Zach Britton's brother, Buck, was the 35th round pick back in 08. Of course, Zach, a 3rd round pick in 06.
Josh Willingham with a 1-strike count. And the pitch is inside to him. He popped out to first, his first time up. Doug Showalter, the skipper. I guess the magic number is 95, and he takes off the thermal jersey. He's got on a short sleeve shirt. Look at that.
Yeah.
My gosh.
It must be close to 100, I would assume then. Last night it was only 90.
He and Terry Francona have the habit of wearing, for superstitious reasons or otherwise, the very same outfit look for every game. And they wash them. There are different versions of it, but same ones.
Oh yeah, Mike Hargrove was a manager here for about 5 years, and it actually became a trivia question. What's his number?
What's his number?
Nobody ever saw it.
Knew because it was covered up.
Yes, they never saw it.
Yeah.
Most claim he didn't have one.
Yeah, Willingham with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Francona a couple of years ago got chastised, too big a word, but called by Major League Baseball to say you're not in uniform. That blouse thing you're wearing over whatever you're wearing underneath it doesn't work. So he changed, but not much. 3-2 delivery, and that'll be down the line in right field. Markakis with a long run, and out of sight he goes, and the ball pops away. Foul. Get live Orioles breaking news coverage. Text Orioles to 29292. Message and data rates may apply. When I say he disappears, he doesn't disappear to you because we have great camera people there. But he disappears to us in the booth because we can't see in that corner over there. Once he goes into foul territory, he's lost.
Yeah, from Martin, you can see right there. That's what we see, the 318 mark.
Yeah. There's quite a bit of space, as you see by that big door over there. Waiting is Willingham. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Nick, who plays it extremely well here at home off that scoreboard and in that corner. No runs, 2 hits for the A's. No runs, 1 hit for the O's. 3-2 delivery by Britton. And swung on and missed. 6 strikeouts.
Well, nothing fancy, and this is the hitter to hit a 3-run homer off him out in Oakland. And he just throws it right by him. Again, some of the best stuff that we've seen Zach have, at least over the last couple of starts.
And our Jeep Expo brought to you by the 2011 Jeep Compass. So Kurt Suzuki stands in. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. Career high reached in K's with 6. Chopper, fair ball. Weeder says, I got it. Better angle, and gets the out. And another 1, 2, 3 innings. So 2 of the 4. Britton has retired the side in order. We remain 0-0. And last night, second pitcher since 1900 to lose his debut, giving up only 1 hit and pitching 3 punch innings. The other one was Mike Thompson of the Senators in '71. Papelbon has reached the 200 save mark, second quickest. Only Eckersley got there in fewer games. J.J. Hardy, more home runs in 32 games, 5 of them, than those shortstops have had for seasons in the last 3 years. And the Detroit Tigers, 18 and more hits in consecutive games, only the second time the team has ever done that since 1950. And if you're wondering about the Orioles shortstop, Miguel Tejada in 2007 had 18 home runs on the year. Of late, Orioles shortstops have had virtually none.
No, but he's off to a good start. And obviously, J.J. Hardy's missed a lot of time.
Hardy cooling down. Here's Robert Andino. The Orioles go to the top of the order here. He flied out to right his first time up. Rosales close to the bag and at third base, now backs up, and the pitch is taken inside. 1-1. Andino, Markakis, and Jones. The Orioles a single by Lee, their only hit. And he was taken out on a double play, so the first time through the order, Josh Outman faced the minimum 9.
Yeah, faced the minimum and really staying in the windup the whole time.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Outman making his 4th start of the year. Career record 6 wins and 3 losses. 1-2 delivery. Andino will take the fastball, and it is up high.
Yeah, Outman came over from the Phillies in a trade, that Joe Blanton trade, when the Athletics were breaking up all their top starters. Really a couple of years ago in the rotation, and off to a great start. Hurt his elbow, missed all of last year again with that Tommy John.
And he will miss on that pitch down low, and it will be full 3-2. He had 12 starts before the Tommy John surgery and went in those games 4-1 with the 3.5 ERA. That was back in '09. Here's the 3-2 delivery to Andino, and he'll foul it away.
Another high fastball. Andino, pretty good high ball hitter, especially to right center field.
Outman with only 32 pitches thrown.
Great shape. Not a great ratio, but in great shape.
Andino will go down swinging. And Buck Showalter going to listen in here on exactly what you got to do to be a leadoff batter.
I define it as Brian Roberts. You know, I would like to get him back. I don't think anybody defines it better than Brian, and nobody's ever going to match up to him for us. But, you know, Robert Andino's done a great job for us against left-hand pitching. And, you know, it's kind of some moving parts. A lot of it's by necessity, and you know, you're only assured of that sequence of hitters coming up one time in the game. I think we make a little too much of it. I think one of the most important spots in the American League order is a 9-hole, and it depends on who's hitting first. But we have people capable of doing it because they don't say, "Oh my gosh, I'm leading off." And you know, it's a little tougher on the road because it's the first at bat of the game. Most of the time at home, where you've already had some game played and everything, and you know the guys are having fun with it.
And the play is made on Markakis. Good play by Outman to get there. And there are 2 down. So without Brian Roberts available, as he said, the rotation, not really a rotation. They'll just be a mix and match in that leadoff spot. Hardy's been there and Dino's been there. He keeps kidding about putting Lee there because he led off in the rehab game at AAA, and he wants to have the tallest leadoff batter ever.
Yeah, you obviously read Earl Weaver's book, you know, about 6'5" leadoff men with no speed.
Buck joining us on our Wired Wednesday. Here's Adam Jones. There is D. Lee. He's in the hole right now. 2 down in the inning, though. Nobody on. Jones flied to center his first time up. Off speed delivery. He's going to miss away. Tells you something about the depth of this staff of Oakland when they've been able to go with the 3 outstanding starters injured and still get good outings. That'll be fouled away. And Jones will take it to a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Outman one of those. Sunday, the first 20,000 fans 15 and over at the Rays 135 game are going to get the O's Orange Cap presented by DAP. Annual fan favorite. Hope you'll be here Sunday afternoon. Get tickets in advance and save 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. 1-1 delivery came inside and up high on him. 1-2.
Outman's fastball's got a little bit better this inning. 92-94 range. Still great shape pitch count wise. 38 pitches thrown. 24 strikes. Just 14 balls. Cool as the weather.
Nicely decorated fans. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and Jones eats him up on the pitch inside. Suzuki will tag him out. Second strikeout for Josh Outman. He retires the side in order again. Third time in 4 innings. Home Depot doing more on defense. The pitcher doing some defensive stuff. Strikeouts.
Absolutely. Line drives to the catcher. Just had some beautiful pitches tonight. Fastball, sliders, and also using that changeup very effectively in and out. And about as good as he'd looked in certainly over a month.
And our Home Depot, more saving, more doing. 0-2-0 for the A's. 0-1-0 for the Orioles. Singles by Jackson and a double by Weeks. Been the only 2 hits for Oakland. Lee with a single in the second inning, the only hit for the O's. Zach Britton goes back to work. DeJesus, a strikeout victim, his first time up. David DeJesus now 0 for his last 14 to the plate. And the average now down to 240 on the year. And we'll foul that one back in a 1-ball, 1-strike count on DeJesus. He's only had a hit in 14 at-bats on this road trip so far. All of these losses have come on this trip where they've gone 0-8. They wrap up the road trip and will be taking on the Chicago White Sox. Well, they stay on the road trip for 4 against the Chicago White Sox. And that will be in the air to left field. Reynolds is right there, and he's got it. DeJesus retired, 1 down. Still time to sign up for the Junior Orioles Dugout Club. Kids 14 and under. There are 8 remaining Dugout Club games. You get the hat, the membership card, lunch bag, subscription to the Orioles Kids magazine. It's only $20. You get free items also at the ball game, and family and friends can get tickets starting as low as $6. And you can even upgrade to lower level seats. The next Dugout Club game Saturday against the Rays. 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com for those 14 and under. Or those who act that way. No. Here is Rosales, who lined out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He found the sweet spot.
I'm ready.
You can tell. That middle section, that's the sweet spot.
Here's the 1-0 delivery, and it's fouled away. Could be one of those IQ tests when you hold up the cotton candy. What animal does this look like?
Doing a little
What do you say?
psychological profiling, yes. And then dueling popsicles or lollipops. What's the green one taste like?
1-1 ground ball down to third. Reynolds, nice running play and a good throw. Good play by Mark Reynolds.
Well, when your pitcher's working fast and throwing strikes, your defense is on its toes. Nice jump by Reynolds at third base. Top, see him react quickly. Scoop and then on the run, accurate throw. See that jump and the short hop played. Derek Lee didn't even need to stretch.
Buck Showalter asked about Reynolds before the game today and the play and the strikeouts and the RBIs, home runs. He said, look, he's where we thought he would be, maybe even a little ahead on home runs and RBIs. But still, what's number one for this ball club in Reynolds is that he play a quality third base. And I think he's surprised a lot of people in the play he's had at third. He's been pretty darn good. Here is Cliff Pennington, 1-0 delivery to him, and that's going to be taken down low. Pennington flied out to right field his first time up. 7 in a row, retired by Britton. 8 in a row have been retired by Outman. 2-0 pitch. And will miss inside to Pennington. During this losing streak that the A's are in, they have been outscored 50-24 during the 8 games that they have lost. First 3-0 pitch, and it is in there for a strike, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, the Orioles staff now has held them scoreless over the last 18 innings, and they have only scored in 1 inning in this entire series.
And Pennington, after had a 3-0 count, takes it to 3-2.
Again, he's probably their hottest hitter.
Big 341 number against left-handers. 101 points better than against righties. And a ground ball towards second base. Andino backhands it. And the out is recorded. So 8 in a row set down by Britton, and the pitcher's duel. These two lefties continues. No score. What does it look like now? Getting the job done. Both clubs offensively are finding it very difficult to pick up any kind of hits. It's sponsored by Hankook Tires. Be one with it. Hankook Tires. Gary Thorne, Mike Flanagan here. Let's talk about the difference between this start by Zach Britton and the last one. What do you see?
It is clearly command down in the zone, using multiple pitches, both sides of the plate. We could actually tell when he was warming up today. He just seemed to have it and to be focused, and he's taken it right out to the mound.
And we were watching him. Talk a little bit about his procedure pregame getting ready.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because he was out, 20, 25 minutes before the start, long tossing, which is a little bit unusual. Usually they go right to the bullpen, maybe a little bit of a long toss, and then go right to the mound. He long tossed for about 10 minutes, and about 10 minutes before game time, went to the mound, and first pitch he was wide open for the last 10 minutes.
Every pitcher has a different way of
different routine. It's fascinating to watch.
You?
Well, I tried to stay in the game for a few innings. The warm-ups didn't do me a whole lot of good.
That's not true. Here is Vladimir Guerrero. Vladdy up with the 0-for-1 in the ball game so far. He has flied out to center field. Fine catch made by COCO. Crisp on the ball that was driven to the wall. Crisp able to haul it in. And Vladdy's going to get a base hit on this one. There is a sound off the bat. to hitters who know what they're doing, and that was one of them.
Yeah, the first time I've ever I heard Vladimir hit before I saw him. It was down in spring training when he was with the Expos. Came in and I said, "Who is this taking batting practice?" It had that distinctive sound. Sometimes like no others, or only a few players have that type of sound off the bat.
Our pitch track sponsored by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. There's another one, but it's foul. Derek Lee jumping on the pitches of Outman in his 2 at-bats. He had a single on the first pitch he saw in the second inning, and again he went after that one. Guerrero on at first, each team with 2 hits in the game.
Yeah, we're in the 5th inning, and Outman's only thrown 42 pitches, and so far living up to his name.
8 in a row had been retired, including the double play ball before that base hit picked up. So Outman, leadoff man on for the first time in the ball game for either team. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lee with a 1-1 and a strike called on the outside corner. Derek has had a couple of hits and 9 at-bats against Oakland on the season. He did not play in the series in Oakland. Orioles after a sweep here at home. Good off-speed delivery, foul tipped. No, he got him. Not foul tipped, and Outman's got his 3rd strikeout.
Yeah, we got a late breaking slider. Hasn't featured too many of these tonight. So right there, cut to the inside part of the plate. Directly well out in front.
Outman had 2 strikeouts in the 4th inning. Gets another one here. Those are the 3 that he has in the ball game. Here's Waiters. Matt hinted into a double play his first time up. Comes up with Guerrero on at first base and 1 away.
It's kind of interesting today watching Matt. One of the hotter days of the year in Baltimore, and Waiters out very early. What was he doing? He was bunting left-handed.
Down to 3rd and foul.
And they had a bucket set up down by 3rd base and bunted 15 or 20 balls right towards the bucket. And then I was kind of surprised in one in, and he got his catching gear on, except for the chest protector, but he had the shin guards on. Threw about 10 or 15 lasers to second base. You're saying, he's really working at his craft. I mean, he is really into it.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Guerrero off first base. Waiters will take it. It is in there for a strike on another changeup. Outman now with 3 strikeouts. Believe it or not, that is a new season high. Remember, he's a spot starter. He had 2 Ks in each of the starts prior to this. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Waiters trying to get Guerrero moved around here, and a swing and a miss. Another nice pitch away.
That velocity's gone up. It's been 92, 94 the last 2 innings, and that's where the strikeouts have come from.
AT&T Mobility Trivia Fact. J.J. Hardy became the 8th player since 2004 to homer in his first start as a leadoff hitter. And the rest of the story, Richie Weeks, Jamal's brother, is the other one. One of the other 7. And as we said, for J.J. Hardy, back to the bottom part of the order. He grounded out first time up, robbed of a hit by Pennington and Barton. Throw over with 2 down and Guerrero on first base.
Yeah, maybe a little bit like the Markakis playing first base. May never see that again. Who knows?
Here's the Outman delivery, and that will be pulled foul. And an 0-2 count. Our league leaderboard brought to you by Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. Action-packed table games, red-hot slots await at Hollywood Casino and Charlestown Races. During June, Bosch, Gonzalez, Ortiz, and Hardy at 429. Then Abreu, Jackson, and Adam Jones 417. So the Orioles have 2 in that group in June, leading averages. That will be put towards the seats and will be a foul ball. And it will stay at 2 strikes.
Yeah, coming in tonight, J.J. Hardy just a terrific homestand. 7 for 17, couple of walks, couple of homers, 5 runs, and 4 RBIs. And again, we talked a little bit about his defense. He has been flawless in the field.
0-2 count. Guerrero led this inning off with a single. He's still over there, gets away. Guerrero's going to go. Suzuki's throw is not going to be in time. That's just good heads-up base running by Vladdy. Outman's second wild pitch of the year. And Suzuki thought maybe he could get him because of his lack of speed.
Well, the first man to get into scoring position is Guerrero. See that little crow hop step, and then as soon as it bounds away enough, alertly into scoring position.
And a 1-ball 2-strike count for Hardy to try and get him home. Fastball is inside, and that will take it to 2-2. Hardy hitting .269 with runners in scoring position. Don't forget that number in the Orioles. 17-5 when they score first. Third best number like that in the majors. In the dirt again, Suzuki goes down to block that one. And a 3-2 count. Bob Guerin up on that rail. See if they can get the final out. Guerrero gets a good lead at second. They're not trying to hold him. 3-2 delivery, and that's going to be to right center field, and that's going to fall in, and Guerrero will come home. Hardy's going to stop at first with an RBI single, and the Orioles have a 1-0 lead.
Well, timely hitting by the part of J.J. Hardy. We talked about how Hardy is. This is not a bad pitch. Down and away. Usually more of a pull hitter takes this one. Look at the head right down on it. Not easy to get a base hit around Coco Crisp out in the outfield, especially with 2 outs. So well struck.
18 RBIs on the season for Hardy. He puts the Orioles up. And that went in the air to deep left by Mike Reynolds, going into the gap. And goodbye, home run! Mark Reynolds with a 2 RBI homer, and the Orioles have a 3-0 lead.
Two-out Lightning. First pitch, low middle of the plate fastball. Reynolds low line drive just over that left center field wall.
The Orioles using the long ball these last 2 nights and have a 3-0 lead, and all of this coming after there were 2 down. The wild pitch setting up the RBI single by Hardy, and then Reynolds just jumping on it with his 10th home run of the year. RBIs 31 and 32. And Reynolds will take it down low for a ball. And as was true last night against Moscoso, who was another spot starter who hadn't given up a homer, the Orioles get a home run off Outman, who had not given up a homer in the previous 15 innings coming into the game. That's going to miss inside, 2-1.
Yeah, you got to feel like he really didn't give up a homer. It was more of a low line drive I gave up, and this shows you when he catches one flush. Again, that was a low line drive homer.
Reynolds with 6 of his 10 home runs here at Camden Yards on the year. He's been producing the RBIs. That's his 3rd home run in June. And he's hitting close to .290 on the month. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Reynolds, and Nolan takes it inside. Good eye, 3-2.
Again, at the bottom of this order, and I know Buck Showalter was talking about it. It's not so much the leadoff man, but the bottom of this order, very dangerous.
3-2 delivery on the way, and Reynolds will inside out it in the air. First base way. Barton has it, in foul territory for the out. Big inning for the Orioles. All three of the runs scored with 2 down, highlighted by the Reynolds homer. Hardy, the RBI base hit. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. Gary Thorne, Mike Flanagan on hand here at Camden Yards, and the Orioles get 3 and have the 3-0 lead. 5 home runs now in these 3 games for the Orioles so far, against a staff which came into tonight's game having surrendered the fewest home runs, along with Seattle, in the American League. We've got a home plate umpire missing here, so everybody's kind of wandering around.
Just go in the honor system.
Yep. We'll let the catcher call it.
Yeah, let the catcher call it. I'm all for that.
Mike had some interesting numbers we started talking about yesterday as far as productivity, being able to get people across the plate.
Yeah, I think what happens is you talk about the batting average with runners in scoring position, but this is really about the production. And we know Wieters with the great numbers, but he's had 59 runners in scoring position. He's knocked in almost half of them, and that's really an astounding number. Adam Jones showing the kind of year he's had. He has more opportunities than Wieters has had, but he's right there, right around 40%. Another good number. And I think kind of quietly, Mark Reynolds, 68 men in scoring position, 22, we're at 32%. And Markakis, and I think this is what kind of lies under the surface. He's had the most runners in scoring position, and he has only knocked in 14 of the 73. And then Derek Lee, too, who has missed some time, 51 opportunities, just 9 RBIs, or 17%. And Robert Andino has the high batting average, but he's had 44 men in scoring position and just knocking in the 2.
Interesting numbers. Chris Guccione given a round of applause as he comes back behind home plate. And the pitch will be taken for a strike by Weeks. So Zach Britton has some runs to work with. He's not had a lot of run support during the 6-game stretch since May 1, in which he has not had a win. That's going to go to short, and that's going to be a base hit. Reynolds will get it in, and Weeks is on in the number 9 hole in his 2nd game. He's had a double and a single. Join us again on Friday for more Rose action. It'll be game 1 of 3 against the Rays. Jake Arrieta against Jeremy Hellickson. Our coverage on Masson HD will begin at 6:30 with O's Extra, presented by Verizon 4G LTE, and our game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on Masson. Zach Britton, when he started out, first 6 games, he went 5-1, and the club averaged 5.7 runs a game for him. That one's going to go towards the gap in left center. That's going to be a base hit. Jones up with it. Weeks is going to go to 3rd. And Oakland coming right back here in the 6th inning. They cover the corners now with nobody out.
That all happened so quickly as it did against the opposition starter, Josh Altman. Fastball up middle of the plate. We haven't seen many pitches up all night. That has really been Zach Britton's strength tonight. First time the Athletics even seem to have a rally mounted in quite some time.
First time they've had a runner do third base in the ball game. Remember, they were shut out in the game last night 4-0. They've been shut out 7 times this year, which equals the total number of times they were shut out all of last year. John Russell with the signs to Wieters on what they want the pitcher to do here, throwing over, hanging on to it. And a ground ball towards Andino. That's going to be one. Hardy to first, and they get the 2. Weeks will score, but the Orioles will give that run up for the 2 outs. And it is a 3-1 ball game. And the Orioles turn a double play, and congratulations to Greg Williamson from Parkville. You have won $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery double play contest. So that'll clear the bases, and there are 2 down.
Well turned, and I guess you'd probably want to have your name picked for the for that double play jackpot with Zach Britton on the mound. 12th double play induced. Gladly swapped the run for a couple of outs.
Britton coming into the game, 106 ground ball outs, 47 fly ball outs. Here's Connor Jackson, 2 down, nobody on, a 3-1 ball game. Not that that run is not important, obviously, because this is a very low-scoring game. We're in the 6th inning. Jackson has a single, and he is grounded out.
Well, your goal, certainly as a starting pitcher, is to try to stay out of the big inning. And I think as it seems that the ebb and flow of the game now coming back to more pitching, a lot of the truisms, certainly with Earl Weaver, seem to be coming back. One of his was you'll score more in 1 inning playing for the big inning than the opposition will score the entire game. And it's amazing how many times it's played out. And there's been some big innings in the last couple of weeks. But even going back to first game of this series, the Orioles had a 3-run inning. They win 4-2. It's just kind of amazing if you go back and check how many times that one big inning will be more than the opposition will score the whole game. And that's the reason that you'll swap the 1 run in this situation for a couple of outs.
What he did not want to do was issue his first walk of the ball game to Jackson with 2 down and have to go against Willingham, the cleanup batter, who has popped out and struck out. But Willingham has gone 6 for 21 against the Orioles this year with 2 home runs and has 7 RBIs. 2 down, Willingham up, and he will take the pitch for a strike.
And that's the thing, you just don't ever forget the matchup. And it was the Willingham home run out in Oakland that really cost Zach Britton a win. That 3-run homer. And I know Mark Connor, the pitching coach, talked specifically about that at bat. So this will be an interesting matchup here.
0-1 delivery to him, and that will miss in a 1-ball, 1-strike count. So you've got the potential tying run at the plate now. 1-ball, 1-strike on Willingham. 2 down, Jackson on at first base.
That's the thing here. You want to really stay out of the middle of the plate. I mean, he is their leading home run hitter by a wide margin.
And a strike taken. This has been a very good ballpark for Willingham. He's got a .371 career average here at Camden Yards. 1-ball, 2-strike count on him.
Well, we showed you some of the Oriole numbers with men in scoring position. Willingham's had 77 men in scoring position. He's knocked in 33.
1-2 the count. Runner dancing around at first. Willingham lifts that one towards the corner. Raimo going over, and he will make the catch. Willingham retired. The A's do get on the board without an RBI and make it a 3-1 ball game. Time for our Coors Light freeze cam. A tremendous defensive play, robbing J.J. Hardy of a base hit. Pennington at short, and then Barton over at first. Just hurts me to look. Coors Light freeze cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. But a great play. And they all matter in these tight ball games, and this is another one. 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the sixth. Robert Andino in the leadoff spot for this game. He's 0 for 2, does have a 4-game hit streak. In the leadoff spot, Andino, the games where he's been the leadoff batter, 271 average and a 3.40 on base percentage. He's done a pretty good job there.
Kind of interesting too. He has led off. This is his 3rd time leading off an inning. Main time you see him lead off the game and never do it again.
Yep. Andino, this is the 12th game this year in which he has been the leadoff batter. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Andino, Markakis, and Jones. Josh Outman, the left-hander. His pitch will fade away. And a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Couple of day games today. The American League. Cleveland struggling. They lost to Minnesota 3-2 at home again. As they lost the lead in that game, it took 10 innings. Cleveland had to come back to tie it up in the bottom of the 9th, and Minnesota won it in the top of the 10th inning. Teams combined for 5 runs on 21 hits in that game. 3-1 delivery. Andino fouls it back. All of a sudden, that Central Division doesn't look like a runaway anymore, does it?
Down to a game and a half in front of Detroit. Just looking at that, actually, Minnesota still just having an awful year. 6-15 at home. The Twins. Eesh.
Ouch. Here's the 3-2 delivery. Popped up first base. Barton. And Dino is retired. 1 away in the 6th. Entertain clients, colleagues, and more with a custom suite package at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Private suites are available, variety of locations and packages for your company. A sophisticated and affordable way to make a statement. Find out all about the suites at Orioles.com/suites, so you can get a private tour. Call 410-547-6076. As the Oriole turns, one of the all-time great soap operas. Here is Nick Markakis. And Nick will take the pitch up high. He is popped out and grounded out. Nick at 234 in the year. .1-0 delivery on the way, and that will be fouled back.
Another stance really tonight. We've seen a lot of changes. This one, he's more spread out, more bent over.
Nick has continued with a hit in this series. That active streak of 160 series with at least 1 hit. Billy Butler's next at 124. Juan Pierre, the all-time leader, 241 series in which he had at least 1 hit. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Warm-up action, Joey Devine.
Yeah, Devine, another one of those pitchers coming off Tommy John surgery for the Athletics.
Markakis with a 1-2 count. And he held up on that one. Outman in the starts made this year, and again as a spot starter, 7 innings, 6 innings. And that last outing against Boston, just 2 2/3. So he regrouped in this game. 2-2 delivery. Markakis towards the middle. Weeks, backhander, can't get it. That'll be a base hit. So Markakis on with a 1-out single.
Yeah, well-placed base hit by Markakis. Just trying to go take the left-hander right back up the middle. Out of the reach of Outman and off the glove of Weeks. Got a little bit different approach tonight. Wider stance, a little more bend in the knees. Again, I think Weeks was trying to flip it.
Our Dodge Ram Expo brought to you by Ram Trucks, designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks we've ever built. Ram. Adam Jones, an 0 for 2. He has struck out and flied out, 3 for 10 in the series. Again, this Oakland team continues to be a tough one for Adam. He has picked up 4 hits in 20 at-bats on the year. In this, the 6th game these teams have played. Well, he had the third baseman back, Rosales, obviously bunting for a base hit here. Rosales, for the moment at least, isn't buying it.
He's been moving in till 2 strikes. He's trying to discourage the bunt. I think with Adam Jones, he kept a couple more steps in. A cat and mouse game with the third baseman.
A 1 delivery, Jones, and a big cut and a pitch inside, and an 0-2 count. Orioles looking to sweep the A's here in Baltimore for the first time since 1998. They do have a sweep in Oakland since then. That was in 05. Orioles winning the first 2 games and ahead in this one, 3-1. Tried to get him to go after it again. He refused. 1-2.
She thought Adam Jones was taking a step towards the dugout, thinking it may have been strike 3.
Jones stepping out. Markakis will go back to the bag at first. Markakis, average lead over there at first base. 1-2 delivery. Jones towards the middle. Weeks on the bag. 1 relay. Nice double play. Weeks able to turn it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Youngster makes the good play to get 2. I don't always have a chair decorated like this. Kathy, thank you so much. She brought the cake in and she had the balloons up there. And the chef Mike birthday is actually tomorrow on the off day, so we'll get to enjoy it. Thanks, everybody. That's very nice.
It was terrific.
Appreciate that. 29th birthday for the 30th time.
Unbelievable. Really saving on candles.
Really, that's right. Just put the first number on. That's enough. And Woody plays Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell for me. It
right
doesn't get much better than that, does it?
It really is amazing.
I'm telling you. You got it all
How do
going.
you do it?
Zach Britton. I got cake all over my shirt already, and I haven't even had a bite.
Well, you shouldn't put it in your pocket. I mean, we'll cut you a piece.
Yeah. Boy, is that ever par for the course. And a 1-0 count as we go to the 7th inning. Here is Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki in the ball game is 0 for 2 as he has grounded out and struck out. 3-1 lead. Orioles have out hit the A's 5-4 in the ball game. They have been clutch hits though. RBI by Hardy that came in the 5th inning, and the 2 RBI homer by Reynolds. A's getting their run on a ground ball double play, so no RBI. First bullpen action, Jim Johnson for the Orioles.
And Jimmy Johnson's been a hot reliever. And it's a very warm evening, Britton with 77 pitches thrown.
And a leadoff walk. So, only the second time in the ball game, 2 consecutive innings, leadoff man is on for the A's. On Friday, spend your lunch hour in York, PA at Orioles official team store at the York Galleria Mall. O's shortstop J.J. Hardy will be there from noon until 1. Signing autographs and meeting fans. That's on Friday at the Orioles team store in York. For details on community appearances, go to OriolesReach.com. So here in the 7th inning, danger note with a leadoff walk. 2 surrendered in the ball game. Get it right back. Andino, big hop. Hardy's got to try and make the turn, but that ball just not hit hard enough. So they will get the force out. DeJesus will reach on the fielder's choice.
You have to get the ground ball that they want, high hopper, but Andino has to back up to play the high hop. Nice quick throw to Hardy, but Suzuki right down on top of him. What do you do about put it in your pocket?
And Buck Showalter's coming out to get him. So that will do it for Zach Britton, but he's going to leave with a chance to be the winning pitcher in this ball game, and a great hand.
Report tomorrow. Catch my exclusive interview with Orioles catcher Matt Wieters. That's tomorrow, the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report, right here on Masson from 5:30 to 7 o'clock. I'll see you then.
Amber, thanks. And here the O's have the 3-1 lead, and we'll go to their bullpen. As Zach Britton, a successful performance, 6 1/3 innings, giving up only 4 hits, a couple of walks, 6 strikeouts. Jim Johnson on. And
obviously feeling pretty good about it. 28th appearance for Jimmy Johnson. 4-1 out of the bullpen, and that ERA just keeps going down. Worked in game 1 of this series. Came in very much a situation like this. Looking for a ground ball. Got the double play. The Orioles went on to win 4-2.
So Johnson with a runner on at first base to Jesus. Rosales 0 for 2. Robbed of a hit by Reynolds his last time up. And the 0-1 delivery to him. Everybody's throwing off-speed pitches and a 2-strike count.
Well, yeah, and who was the hitter in game 1 of this series? It was Rosales, just off the disabled list, and he had just come off hitting a 2-run homer against Brian Mattis.
Only 79 pitches thrown by Zach Britton in the start. That's the fewest in his 13 starts. And that's going to miss outside. Jim Johnson close with a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Nice, easily located 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Zach Britton, Chris Jakubauskas, winning pitcher from last night. Jake Arrieta, the other side. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Tried to hump up on that one a little bit. 2-2.
Our bullpen last night, 4 innings, no earned runs. Last 9 appearances, 3 saves, ERA below 1, and then a great ratio, 33 strikeouts and just 6 walks. And they've really been doing it collectively, almost like it's been fluid between Jimmy Johnson and then Koji.
Fair ball, throw to second, Reynolds, and got the out. Mark Reynolds from a very tough angle goes to second base to Andino to get to Jesus.
Yeah, not an easy play. This is a play you don't see too often when you have to charge in and really go away from second base. And you're computing a lot of things here, the speed of the runner on at first and giving an accurate throw to second.
Boy, he's played a solid third base. And Andino, a nice play to hang on to the bag. Cliff Pennington now with a runner at first base and 2 down. Somewhat ironic that it would be this night pregame that his manager, Buck Showalter, would be talking about the necessity of Reynolds playing a solid defensive game at third. And he would come out in that ball game and already make 2 outstanding plays. Fouled off Lee in foul territory on Pennington. Mark has done it tonight.
Third basemen are always very busy when there's sinker ballers on the mound. You see it get a lot of ground balls with certainly someone like BRITTON on the mound and also Jimmy Johnson. A lot of those topped grounders. That's what makes playing third base so difficult, because those toppers in front of you are really a heartbreaker. So he has to play in a little bit more at third base with a sinker ball pitcher.
0-1 delivery to Pennington and a big cut. And a 2-strike count. Pennington not close on that one.
Not bad when you throw an 88-mile-an-hour changeup.
Pennington standing in with a 262 average, trying to keep the inning going here in the 7th. Jim Johnson with the runner at first, the 0-2 delivery up high. Pennington 0 for 1, the only time he has faced Johnson. Both of those outstanding plays, by the way, Reynolds have made have come on at bats by Rosales. Once he got Rosales at first, and then that time on the force out. 1-2 delivery, and that'll be taken inside. 2 ball, 2-strike count. Red Sox pummeling the Yankees again. They've got a 7-1 lead in that game. The Red Sox coming into tonight are 6-1 against New York.
I think that's Tim Wakefield tonight. Wakefield and A.J. Burnett.
In the dirt, good stop made by Wieters. Will hold the runner at first base. John Lester has now won his last 5 starts against the Yankees. And Yankees trying to shuffle people around. Teixeira went out of the game with an injury last night. And Jeter's been used as a DH now for the 5th time as they try and figure out how to rest some of the older players. 3 ball, 2-strike count. Pennington, runner at first, will be going with 2 down. Second base, Andino almost fell over. Gets up and makes the play. 7th inning stretch time brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Fly straight. Drink responsibly. in Walter Samuelson Children's Hospital at Sinai on behalf of the Casey Cares Foundation. He exchanged some trading cards, visited with the patients. It provides uplifting programs for the critically ill children in our community. Meanwhile, Adam Jones visited Woodmore Elementary School, a Title I school in Baltimore County. Second graders, he taught them baseball fundamentals, part of their field day event, and also went into the classrooms just because he was there and wanted to say hi to the students. And Brian Mattis talked about the day.
Casey Cares, they do a great job of being able to, give to the kids, bringing them T-shirts or backpacks, hats, and signed cards and things like that. It's exciting. It gives them a little bit of a glimpse of what it's like to be a major leaguer and be able to hang out with a major leaguer. So for me, it means so much to me, and I'm really looking forward to be able to give back and do more.
I try to really let all the kids know today that, listen to your teachers. They're guiding you to the ways that they think is best for you. They're not here to hurt you. They're here to help you out as much as possible. And as we all know, we've been through it. We have we've been to school with a lot of guys who are good kids, bad kids, in between. So if I can reach out to one ear, it's better than none.
Great job by Madison Jones, and other Orioles are involved in similar type programs.
Well, with that, Joey Devine will come out of the bullpen, making his 10th appearance. And here's another one of those Oakland pitchers that has had Tommy John. He's taken a little longer than some of the others, 2 years to get back.
Vladimir Guerrero will take it for a strike.
But he is a power arm. When he was right, he was about as good as anybody. Certainly anybody out of the bullpen.
Good outing by the left-hander, Josh Outman. Ground ball and a jam shot right there, Pennington. And Vladdy's retired. 1 for 3 in the ball game for Guerrero. Follow the Orioles with the MLB.com at Bat 2011 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get scores, stats, highlights, live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking. Text at Bat 31826 or go to Orioles.com for details. One away, bottom half of the 7th inning. Lee is single and he is struck out. Outman gave up 3 runs, 5 hits over 6. He did not walk anybody and struck out 4. Reynolds with a 2 RBI homer off him, the first home run surrendered in the 21 innings worked this year. Lee a strike. Orioles coming in with their 8-13 record against left-handers, trying to get their 9th win in a ball game started by a left-hander, and have the 2-run edge here in the bottom of the 7th. Good fastball by Devine.
And he's always had that fastball. First round pick, 27th overall in 2005, and by the end of 2005 he was in the big leagues with the Braves.
1-2 delivery, and then we fouled off.
Then he was traded to Oakland in the Mark Kotsay deal. And they said he spent a couple of years in DL, and then he was really certainly a legitimate reliever. 45 innings of work in 08, 23 hits allowed, 49 strikeouts, did not allow a homer.
Looks like he's picked up from that year. Left-handers hitting 143 against him, and right-handers 071. Yo. 1 down, nobody on. Lee with a 2-2 count. Devine, who works very quickly, will get the foul ball into the seats. 11,760, 11,760 the announced attendance on this 90-plus degree summer night at Camden Yards. Day off tomorrow for the Orioles. Then they will start the 3-game stand against Tampa Bay for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Here's the 2-2. Trying to catch up to the heater and fouled away again. Orioles looking for a sweep after they had that 5-game losing streak. It's been a roller coaster kind of first half of the season, and he got him. As we said, Tampa Bay Rays are going to be coming in for the 3-game set. You take a look, maybe catching this team at the right time of their record. First 38 outstanding. Since have gone 9 and 14. Batting average has dropped down. Runs per game down a run. ERA's gone up. Run and a half. Opponent batting average up a little bit. Matt Joyce, 311 average still. Hellickson's going to be in the rotation against the Orioles. Orioles are 5 and 4 against the Rays already this season. Jake Arrieta will face Jeremy Hellickson game 1 Friday. Jeremy Guthrie, David Price, the left-hander, go on Saturday. And then Brian Mattis and Wade Davis on Sunday afternoon.
Should be some pretty good matchups in that series.
Two down for Wieters, who's 0 for 2. Center field. Chris going back. Has it lined up. And Devine comes on and retires the side in order. We've completed 7 here at Camden Yards. The score is 3-1.
It's scoreless through 3. And Vladimir Guerrero robbed by a hit by Coco Crisp. But then the Oriole offense finally does break through. J.J. Hardy with a big 2-out base hit. And Mark Reynolds will follow that up with a 2-run homer. So it seemed in the course of about 5 minutes they had 3 runs. And Zach Britton, tough right from the get-go. 6 strikeouts in the first 4 innings. And maybe seemed to fade a little bit with the temperature later on, but it's outstanding. So Britton 6 in the third, 4 hits, an earned run, 6 strikeouts. Hardy the breakthrough base hit, and then Reynolds hopefully insurance 2-run homer in the 5th.
And the Orioles with a 3-1 lead. We go to the 8th. Jim Johnson got the final 2 outs in the 7th inning. That ball's going to go to Reynolds, and he didn't see it. He lost that one. It'll go all the way to the wall. Weeks is on his way to third base. Here's the throw, and bounce, not in time. Weeks with a head-first slide, slamming into Mark Reynolds with his head. Reynolds had that lined up, and you could see he ended up looking right into the bank of lights.
Yeah, there's a bank of lights right there. It's right in left center field, and you could tell the ball was by him. He doesn't see this ball right there. I mean, it just hit off his thumb. But there really is nothing you can do. That's probably the one spot in the field where that can happen to you.
Ooh. He went in pretty hard. Weeks has a double, a single. He has scored the run, and they're going to call that an error on Reynolds. 3-base error. It's tough one.
Tough error. When you don't see it, it's hard to catch it. I guess you'd have to be somewhat familiar with that bank of lights.
So that puts a runner at third base and the potential tying run at the plate. Big night for Weeks in just his second major league game. Those are the lights that can do a number on you. Foul tip by Coco Crisp. Crisp has a single. He is 1 for 3 in the game. He had an 0 for 12 before he got that base hit in the 6th inning. And this ball game, as we said, still very much up for grabs.
They will play back and up the middle. They will concede the run.
Chris will take it.
Yeah, again, looking for outs.
We're in the 8th inning, and the Orioles up by a couple. These two teams have played tight ball games. Run differential not very much in the 6 games played. In the air to right field. That'll get a run in. Weeks will tag. Played by Jones. An RBI for Crisp, and it is a 1-run ball game. 3-2. We got it done. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are your choices tonight. Zach Britton with a solid 6 1/3, a run on just 4 hits. J.J. Hardy. Hardy has delivered the RBI, base hit, and scored a run. Mark Reynolds has had a big 2 RBI homer and a couple of great plays at third. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 51862. So we are to a 1-run ball game. Here's Derek Barton. Jim Johnson with the 1-0 delivery. In the air to left field, Reynolds. Got this one lined up. 2 down.
Much easier to catch when you can see it.
Yeah, it is. Chris getting the RBI, by the way, his 20th of the year. Bailey and Belfort for the A's. Outman, their starter, 3 runs, 5 hits, 6 innings. While for Zach Britton, a run on 4 hits, 6 1/3, reaching a career high that he equaled in strikeouts with 6, walked only 2. Connor Jackson, he has singled, drawn a walk, and grounded out. A 3-2 ball game. 5 runs combined on 9 hits by these two teams. And a strike on the outside corner. Orioles got the lead in the ball game in that 5th inning. All 3 of their 3 runs were scored, and both the big hits came with 2 down, the Hardy single and the home run by Reynolds. 1 and 2.
That's that invisible fastball right there. Two-seamer.
One-two pitch towards third. That's going to be a base hit. A seeing eye single for Jackson in the 8th inning with 2 down, and Willingham coming up again. Our Haynes game flow for the Orioles, it's about getting the lead and trying to hang on to it after the 3-run 5th inning, while for the A's it's about nibbling away with 1 in the 6th, adding another one here in the 8th inning, and now have the potential tying run on.
Yeah, and they're certainly their most dangerous hitter at the plate in Willingham.
Willingham will take it for a strike. He's gone 0 for 3 in the game.
Yeah, 1 for 3 lifetime against Jimmy Johnson.
Connor Jackson at first, held by Lee. Willingham tried to hold up, could not. Chris Giccione, home plate umpire, makes the call on the strike.
A big-time breaking ball from Jimmy Johnson.
0-2 count. Willingham will take it. It's going to be up high. Good ball game. A lot of 1-run games have been played by the A's, as you might expect with their pitching staff. They are 8 and 12 in 1-run games. The Orioles 8 and 5. Bob Guerin's team trying to get out of the 8-game losing streak before they head off to Chicago. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runner goes. And that's a foul ball. I had to look twice to make sure this was right, but it is. What a road trip. Boston, here, the White Sox. There's Greg, the closer for the Orioles, warming up. got him. Jim Johnson finds the strike zone and gets the out. One unearned run in as the A's make it a one-run game. The Orioles up 3-2. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield will contribute $50 to support the Living Classrooms Foundation. To date, 182 walks, total of $9,100. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Back to the bullpen.
With that, Andrew Bailey, the hard-throwing two-time All-Star, just his fourth appearance on the year, had been on the disabled list for a long, long time. So getting just back and now reinstated as the closer. Last worked against the Red Sox 4 or 5 days ago on Saturday. Entered the game 11th inning of that 14th inning. And that real wild one up at Fenway. But when he is right, hard thrower, big sweeping breaking ball, power arm.
Bailey will be facing a productive part of this order, 7, 8, and 9. Hardy is RBI, a single and a run scored. Reynolds, the 2 RBI homer. Hardy could easily be 2 for 2 in the ball game. He was robbed by Pennington on a big play made in the 3rd inning. J.J. Hardy will take the pitch. It is a strike. Bottom half of the 8th inning, the Orioles with a 3-2 lead, 3 outs away from a sweep, trying to put a little cushion in here in the bottom of the 8th. And that will be fouled into the seats. Hardy hitting at .278. 18 RBIs on the year. Bailey's delivery to him. Joey Devine worked the inning, retired the side in order, and had a strikeout. Jim Johnson has worked an inning and 2/3, 1 unearned run on a hit. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Hardy's gone and knew it. Good pitch by Bailey. He located it. 1 away. Reynolds coming up, and our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
Let's take a look at the Cold Hard Blast, and it's that low streamer above the bat of Mark Reynolds. They really give the Orioles at that time a 3-0 lead. Again, it's been no singles involved in this homestand for Mark Reynolds.
Tonight's Cold Hard Blast brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Yeah, now 4 hits on the homestand, 3 homers and a double.
And a chopper. Wouldn't this be a kicker? It is an infield hit.
Just needed to fill a column.
He heard you.
Well, we've seen him make this play against the opposition. This time he does it. Just gets by Bailey. You know it's in trouble. And Rosales, nothing much he can do. So he does get his first single of the homestand.
So Reynolds is on. Reynolds 8 RBIs in his last 5 ball games with that home run for 2 in this one. Now Felix PA is going to be the pinch hitter. PA coming on for Reynolds. Reynolds grounded out and popped out. More about giving PA an opportunity at the plate. Trying to get some at-bats for the bench players. And the throw over, Mark Reynolds back. PA with a .256 average, 4 doubles, a triple, extra base hits for him. He is 3 for 5 as a pinch hitter.
Well, the pinch hitters have done an outstanding job. It also gets PA's glove out in left field.
The Orioles would love to add one here with a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 8th. Andrew Bailey. 1-0 delivery. PA will foul it off the other way. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Greg, the closer, is ready to go in the 9th inning. If this remains a save situation. Reynolds off first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And a strike on the inside corner. With the 3 runs scored in this game, the Orioles now have put 19 runs across in the 6 games these teams have played, while Oakland has scored 20. That's how close it's been. Bob Guerin's team lives and dies by these tight games. Runner was going. PA will foul it off into the seats, and Reynolds will come back to first base. This copywritten telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. PA with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Bailey a look. Reynolds not going. Right back into the screen. Orioles are 3-2 on the homestand with the 3 games remaining against the Jays. Have an opportunity to get themselves over 500 on the year in this homestand. Reynolds back easily to first base.
Hey, we were looking at some of the numbers today. It's a little bit strange against the East Division at home. They're 3-10. But 13-5 when the Central and the Western Division visits Camden Yards.
So now what the Orioles have got to do is find a way to beat some of these division teams in their own ballpark. 1 ball, 2 strike count on PA. Reynolds at first base. PA with a 3 for 5 as a pinch hitter, couple of doubles, and will take that pitch, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Making the 2-time All-Star work.
Reynolds not going. PA will take it outside. So he's worked the count full, 3-2. Only 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Do you send Reynolds?
I would think he would. Suzuki's had a lot of problems throwing over the last couple of years. A little bit better this year. He only threw out 13% of runners last year, and Bailey slow to the plate.
Runner does go. Strike 3, and he throws it into center field. Reynolds stumbles and will not be able to go to third. He will get a stolen base, however, on the strikeout by PA.
Well, in motion, and again, Reynolds with a pretty good jump. And all kinds of trouble after reaching second. Little pop-up slide, and you see right there the spike catch and pop up.
Trying to find where the ball was behind him and in the outfield. But he's in scoring position. And here's Andino with an 0 for 3 in the game. 2 down. And Bailey's pitch is a called strike. Andino asking Chris Guccione about it. Bailey with a chance to strike the side out, giving up the single to Reynolds in the middle of it. And that's a strike call, and he goes to 0-2, and Andino didn't seem to agree with either of those. Andino 0 for 1 off Bailey. Will foul that one back.
94-mile-an-hour fastball. And then just trying to fight it off.
Busy night for Reynolds. Second time on base, stolen base. Could do 2 real good defensive plays. 10th home run of the year. Bailey a look to him in the 0-2 delivery, and Andino will take that away. 1-2.
Made Bailey really work hard. Again, this is one of the, and he was right, one of the better closers in all of baseball.
One-two delivery. Andino in the air. Right field. Jesus there, and he's got it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Fasten your seatbelt or twirl a pizza. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. With Mike Flanagan, I'm Gary Thorne on this summer evening in Baltimore. And the Orioles with a chance for a 3-game win streak, a sweep, and here's Greg.
He'll come out of the Oriole bullpen. 25th appearance on the year, 23 innings, 20 hits, and walks on the high side. 18 walks, 20 strikeouts, but that's really how he pitches.
And the first pitch is in for a strike. Suzuki. PA stays in the ball game in left field after hitting for Reynolds. Well, the Orioles trying to wrap it up here in the top of the 9th inning. Suzuki will foul that one away. This State of Baseball brought to you by Verizon Fios. Switch to Fios and network ahead. To learn more, visit Verizon.com/getFios. 61, the Braves became the first MLB team with 4 consecutive home runs in an inning. 86, O's beat the Yankees in the longest game. American League history did not go around on that. That was a 4-hour and 16-minute 9-inning ball game, 18-9. O's over the Yankees. And in 0-1, 2 Texas teams played against each other for the first time. Houston beating Texas 5-4. That was in 0-1. 1-2 delivery on the way towards second base. Andino with a nice stop and gets him.
Pretty good play by Robert Andino. Webbing in the glove, gets his feet underneath him and make the accurate throw.
The ever important first out, the ninth inning of a one-run game. Britton hoping to pick up his 6th win of the year, would be 6-4. Josh Outman would be 1-1. Greg looking for the save. Here is David DeJesus, 0 for 3 in the ball game. He'll take a strike. Updating you on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. There are the votes so far. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 51866. Else in the O's Extra post-game show. DeJesus, the 0-1 pitch to him, and that's going to be fouled down the line.
Quickly ahead.
DeJesus 1 for 6 lifetime against Greg. DeJesus has had only 1 hit against the Orioles this year. He is 1 for 18 in the 6 games. Here's the 0-2 up high, 1-2 from Greg. Sweeney is waiting on deck, coming off the bench. Kevin Gregg has a save against the A's in this series. 1-2 delivered. Close but not quite.
Again, this is the way he works. 1-2 pitch is either block or ball. So you can see the pullback by Matt Wieters.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 down, base is empty in the ninth. That towards Andino again. Makes the play. Robert Andino.
Pretty much carbon copies. We just had practiced this play, the hitter before. Same footwork, same accurate throw.
And here is Ryan Sweeney batting for Rosales, who had an 0 for 3 in the game, robbed twice in the ball game by Mark Reynolds. 1 more out to win it. Sweeney will take it for a strike. Sweeney is 0 for 1 off Kevin Gregg. Pinch hitting, you see the 4 for 9. And the pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hasn't homered in 88 games, longest of his career, and is behind on the count 1-2.
Again, trying to paint that outside corner.
Gregg with a 1-2 delivery. Sweeney will hack that foul. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the O's. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the A's. The Orioles have left only 1 base runner on, and that was in the 8th inning. Sweeney again will foul it off.
I mean, he's just trying to nail that outside corner. He's trying to keep Sweeney from having anything to pull.
Orioles after a 3-game win streak, and the A's, if they do not come back, will have suffered their 9th loss in a row. And Ryan Sweeney will step out. Last time the A's had a 9-game losing streak was 2007. 1-2 delivery. This is outside, 2-2. Two-two delivery. Sweeney again. Fighting off pitches from Gregg.
And he's just trying to hit that outside edge.
Last sweep of Oakland, 98 here in Baltimore. 2-2 to third and foul. Sweeney has struck out only 13 times and drawn only 14 walks. He has 99 at-bats. This is the 9th pitch of the at-bat. 2-2 delivery. Ground ball back to the mound. Gregg's got it. Takes it over. Orioles win 3-2. And the brooms are out as the Orioles have swept the A's. They've won 3 in a row. Now have their 29th win against 31 losses as they win this one 3-2, 9-5 in one-run games.
Wayne, how are you? Hey, Wayne, I got you.
Okay.